But if only the Cubs manager would call the home run play more. My God, what is going on with this discourse of like? I love David Haugh. I love him, but I'm going to call him out right now. Did he say the manager was slumping? Did he say the manager was like? That's not a thing.
He's had some
That's
bad moments. He's
I mean,
had some bad
starting
moments,
Justin
Danny.
Turner was too cute. Like, it just was.
He did leave Shota Imanaga in a game long enough for your guy, the one who you wanted with the Cubs, Manny Machado, to hit a home run when he could have put him on first base or brought in Soroka from the bullpen.
Was that what you meant when you said Chicago wants Machado?
Are you just ignoring anything that Craig does poorly in this series,
No.
Danny? What's going on, man?
No, I'm not. I'm not Grote, and I'm thrilled that you were able to come into work today. But I was. Here's what I would say, and listen, I will admit my bias. Obviously, I am friends with Craig Counsell. Everyone is biased. You can trust the people, but it's not like I'm talking to him all the time. I wished him luck before the playoffs started, and that is the extent of it. Does it feel like they are a manager away from winning this series? Like, does it feel like they are close?
It's
Not a rhetorical question.
It's not that. I think it is the Craig Timber months combo, and then you see what's happening with short rest for Matthew Boyd, and that unfortunately blows up, as a decision. You end up using your bullpen anyway early after an inning. Yeah, it's that type of thing that I think
Colin
causes
Rea,
issue.
Colin Rea, he is 34 years old and 0 career playoff starts is the answer.
Who?
Or, whatever his name is.
Colin Ray.
Ray, whatever. And then Javier Assad, not even on the playoff roster. Like, let's just go through some of these numbers. Ian Happ, OPS in the playoffs, 460. I assume we want Ian Happ in the lineup.
I mean, there's no other choice, right? Like, who else are you going to put out there? Who else do you trust in left field, quite frankly?
Right. No. But who else are you going to put out there? Pete Crow Armstrong. We want him out there, right?
Yes. Check.
OPS of 455 in the playoffs.
Not great.
Kyle Tucker. We want him out there, right?
He's there.
He's a bit of a mystery man right now, but yes, Danny. Yes. Check mark.
Yeah. OPS under 600. Dansby Swanson,
Yes.
right? Unbelievable
Swanee.
glove. One playoff game for you against the Padres, right? We want him out here.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
We do.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. OPS of 523. Like, players need to hit, and then the front office needs to give you enough arms to throw out there. They are not a manager away. The Brewers are better. It pains me to say it, but they are just better. So Rea, whatever the hell the guy's name is, like, he's not the answer here. And so if the Cubs come back and win, then I assume he's the greatest manager ever.
Well, Danny, right? I have a little
fair. Like, we've been fair when we've talked about his good decisions, and we've been fair when we talked about his bad ones. And you know that's part of the job. But
it's definitely part of the job.
I mean, he was ballyhooed. You know how much he's getting paid relative to everybody else. He's the second highest paid manager in the league. This is part of what comes with that.
Yeah, but he's getting paid less than 19 guys on the team make more than him? My point is that in victory and defeat, managers do not matter nearly as much as we make them out to. Like, if the Cubs come back and win, it will be because the players executed. And if the Cubs lose, it will be because the players did not execute. This is a baseball manager that we're talking about. And the front office, like, by the way, the idea of like they should have made more moves at the deadline. What starting pitcher or pitchers were traded at the deadline that are shoving this postseason?
So basically, the Cubs never should have gotten rid of David Ross then. I mean, weren't we all throwing a party when the Cubs thought ahead enough to go and try to get Craig Counsell? Like, isn't he supposed to have some meaning? Isn't he supposed to be worth wins? Or you wouldn't have paid him what you paid him, and you certainly wouldn't have done what you did to Grandpa Rossi.
And by the way, if they do win this series as the team that is more injured with less talent, then there will be some credit that goes around and he will get some of it. But I would say he would still get an outsized amount of credit for it. Like, it is $8 million, man, is a ton of money for a manager who in this case is also a member of the front office, right? Like Craig has a lot of influence in how the Cubs organization is being run and restructured top to bottom. Like he is a partner with Jed Hoyer in this whole thing in terms of the lower levels of the organization all the way on up. But I just think in general, like Aaron Boone, I think gets way more crap than he deserves for the Yankees not winning a World Series. Like it's a baseball manager. Like you have to, your players have to produce and they have to come through. And I think that criticisms of the front office and ownership of not adding more at the deadline, I just think that that is way more valid. And I understand people are listening to this and rolling their eyes and be like, you're friends with the guy. I don't want to overstate the friendship. I'm consistent on this. I didn't think that whatever White Sox manager was the biggest problem. The players sucked. Like the players have to be good enough. And maybe the argument is that if they had a better manager, they'd be better than the Brewers. I look at the Brewers and I just think that they are flatly a better baseball team, which is an indictment on the whole organization, given that the Cubs spend way more money on their team than the Brewers do. So you're right, Layla. Of course it comes with the job, and he of course can handle the criticism. That doesn't bother him at all. My point is, I would rather the attention be paid on Kyle Tucker and like, are we going to give him $350 million when he's got 5 singles these playoffs and a couple of walks?
No, and I agree with that part too.
And no extra base hits. Like he's a much bigger piece of this equation than the manager is.
Well, you wouldn't pay him?
And the Brewers, I mean, and also Danny, we're talking to Danny Parkins, you know him well, host on Fox Sports 1 now, joining us from what we think is a wardrobe closet on Twitch. Where are you at Fox Sports 1 today, Danny?
Yeah, I'm in Nick Wright's dressing room.
Ooh, better be careful. Is there a time limit?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you need to be.
He needs to come in here and he needs to come in like 15 minutes or so. So we got
just take one of the suits and just move it. See if he notices.
He wouldn't. He definitely would not notice. He's got a lot of very expensive clothes in here.
And not to cut it off, but just to reset and tell everybody who you are and you're on our show. I also just want to point out that I appreciate you saying that you know Craig Counsell the way you do, and you acknowledge it, because it is important to say that, and I think that is good for the argument. But I just know that this is part of the expectation fans have. You're right, though. The more consistent players, at least you know who you're going to get, they are on the Brewers. Like by amount of players who you know what they're going to do, I feel like there's a more likely outcome from Peralta, per se, on the mound, or even the lineup 1 through 4. Like, you know, Christian Yelich is somehow going to get on base. We talked a lot about Bryce Terang. Those guys have been more consistent for their team. That's why they ended up winning 97 games.
Right. Like, which team has the better pitching staff?
Yeah, I mean, and right now, you know, that may be the biggest toss-up, but Freddie Peralta is going to go more innings for you.
Danny,
that alone is different than what we've seen out of the Cubs starters.
I don't fear honestly, I do not fear the Milwaukee Brewers starting pitching beyond Freddie Peralta, and I get it, that's a big beyond, but are you afraid of Quinn Priester? No. Are you afraid of Jose Quintana? No. Are you afraid of Aaron Ashby? Like, I'm seeing, and this might be a thought exercise. You could tell me that, Danny, if it is or is not. But I'm seeing you find a way to get through Peralta today, and I might be picking the Cubs to win that game, because I just don't have a healthy fear for anybody other than Freddie Peralta.
I mean, what a great manager then. What a great manager. I mean, that would be incredible. Overcoming the 97 win record. No, listen, I think that Pat Murphy has had a few more healthy arms that he could go to over the course of his team. Like the Cade Horton injury was very poorly timed for the Cubs with when it happened, and they definitely have a better lineup, and they deserved home field because they were a best team in baseball over the course of 162. And so I think they've been better. Of course the Cubs can win. That's the small sample size of the baseball playoffs. If they're going to win, it's not going to be because Craig Counsell pulled some magical lever. It's going to be because Kyle Tucker found his power, or Ian Happ found his power, or hell, maybe Nico Horner keeps getting hits and Seiya Suzuki or Michael Busch. Maybe that's enough to carry him, because those guys have been great. But I just don't think enough arms are healthy and enough hitters have been good in order to really believe that this team is capable of going on a run.
Let me give you a snapshot of what they're saying on the text line, Danny, because it's perfect. It's so perfect.
That's fine.
Here comes your report card on the text line. Preach it, Danny. Danny is 100% right here. About time. 1,000,000%. They are not losing because of the manager. Then it gets into Rhea, is Parkins officially out of town stupid now? Corey in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Danny is to baseball names as Grote is to music lyrics. So is that not a perfect snapshot of the score text line, Danny?
Yeah, whatever the guy's name is. Colin, 34-year-old, who gives a crap? That's what his name is. Like, it's not, it's not, there. The point is he's not supposed to be this important.
You're right.
That's the point. And so that's more about like the setup of the organization and the situation that they find themselves in. And there's just like, based on the guys on the team and what they make, we talk way more about like Jamison Tyone makes 2.3 times what Craig Counsell does. Like Shota Imanaga makes 2.5 times what Craig Counsell does. And we have this unbelievable, like, man, the manager's the one who is swinging the bat and throwing the ball and catching the ball. And he just isn't for any baseball team. For Pat Murphy, for Aaron Boone, for Craig Counsell, that's the end of the list of managers that I can name. But like, that's the reality of the situation. And people don't like that because fans buy Kyle Tucker jerseys or they buy Ian Happ jerseys. And we care so much more about the players than we do the managers. And we should, but it also leads us to put way more blame on the manager than the players.
Perhaps a better example here is Dave Roberts, who's the highest paid manager, and he's also the manager of the Dodgers. So, that kind of is that's a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like Layla, if you managed the Dodgers or I managed the Dodgers, they would still be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. But and I think in part they're also paying, like occasionally Dave Roberts will decide the bullpen game, right? Like that was much ballyhooed, hey, the Dodgers threw a bullpen game in the World Series. And I counter with, they also had Shohei Ohtani for run support. That's the other side of this. Their cute decisions are usually bolstered by the rest of the talent on the team.
Yeah, exactly. I think if your pitching decisions, like the big gripes are like, hey, instead of Shota Imanaga, it should have been Colin Ray or Javier Assad. That's a Jed Hoyer thing. Like that's just that is to me those are not good options. That is a tough spot to be in. And so like it's like, man, that manager really is terrible at managing the bullpen. Yeah, he's without any good. And this isn't Counsell. I'm just saying in general, like. I covered a Royals team with Ned Yost, who won a World Series.
That's right.
Ned Yost was not a good manager. He was not a good manager, but he won a World Series because whenever he went to the bullpen, it was like, oh, I could go to Greg Holland, Kelvin Herrera, or Wade Davis. And they were all all-stars. Every single reliever never gave up a single run. So it was like any option that he chose was amazing. And all of a sudden, he was a World Series manager. Like he didn't get smarter. He just got a great bullpen.
All right, Dan.